Bulls and Bucks series square at a game apiece. You see the final score right there. Chicago winning game 2 on the road, 114-110 behind. DeMar DeRozan's playoff career high, 41 points. All right, Bill Reiter, you're joining us again here. Another game to look at in this second season. A bit of a surprise, right? We thought Milwaukee was it was a tight game in game 1, maybe kind of run away with things in game 2, but DeMar DeRozan just blew past that point prop at 28.5. What can you say about the performance of DeRozan in this series?
He was absolutely fabulous, and you mentioned this, I think, earlier in the day. This was a guy who was an MVP candidate throughout the season. A lot of us, myself included, may have slept on him a little bit down the stretch, but he is a superstar for this Bulls team. He played like it. You said it. It's a career game for him. And when you can have the best player on the floor, and he was the best player on the floor on this particular evening, you can win in the NBA, even against the defending champions, even when on the other side of the equation is a guy named Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, fifth Bulls player to score 40-plus in a postseason game. You mentioned Giannis. He went over his point prop, so a heavily productive game for Antetokounmpo. But his sidekicks, Middleton, Holiday, this was a 63-49 game at the half. Middleton 3 points, Holiday 6 points. Late in the game, Holiday missed 2 huge shots when the Bucks are trying to make it a one-possession game. Clearly, Milwaukee needs to get more from that duo.
Yeah, one of those shots was a layup, and Giannis was there if he wanted to just feed him the rock. You said it. Giannis was great. DeRozan was great, but DeRozan had a cast of characters who helped out, who were able to contribute, especially offensively. Drew Holiday has been, and Chris Middleton has been, a big three with Giannis over the last couple years, going back to last season. They've got to play. They don't have to be superstars. They don't have to be future Hall of Famers, but they've got to be reliable players, reliable offensively. They've got to give Giannis a little bit of help. They do that. A little bit of help. Bucks probably win this game.
Yeah, Holiday 6 of 16 from the floor, just a couple more makes, and it's a different conversation. You talked about DeRozan got a little bit of help from his mates. I want to talk about one of those unsung heroes of this game, Alex Caruso, the former Laker, a plus 17 plus minus in this game, but a huge sequence, one possession game, under a minute to go, 112 to 109. He gets a huge board, gives it back in the hands of DeRozan, who finishes. What can you say about his performance?
This is one of those guys, and talking to Lakers sources, they are so frustrated they let him leave. And you talk to Bulls sources, and they'll tell you this guy is a difference maker defensively. He does all the little things. He hustles. He rebounds. He obviously plays point guard. There's a reason they have him in as part of that closing lineup. And you said it, there were several moments, including the one you cited, down the stretch, where Caruso came up with big plays, big assists, moved the ball. He had a big rebound. I mean, this is one of those guys, not a superstar, not a headliner, but the down and dirty, do the little things, contribute in the big moments role player that most championship teams have. Not that the Bulls are going to win a championship this year, but this guy's a really, really, I think, unheralded part of what the Bulls do well. And when he was healthy, when Alex Caruso played this year, the Bulls won at a clip that would have made them the top of the Eastern Conference, almost a 60-game win projection. Without him, they were much more mediocre. He's a big part of what they do.
An intangibles guy, if you will. We talked about it earlier with the fact that the under went by 51 in Game 1. So Game 1 was an anomaly, right? An anomaly. But yet the under hit here as well for this second game. What are the Bulls doing to perhaps just kind of slow the pace of these games to give them a shot?
Yeah, and I was on the over, so it's driving me crazy. I'm very frustrated with Drew Holiday. I know it's hard. I get it, Drew, but you got to be better for me, buddy. They understand, I think, what is the reality in the modern NBA when you're playing a contender. A contender's going to have a superstar, whether it's Philly has Joel Embiid, whether it's when the Lakers were in the playoffs, LeBron James, and that is what Giannis is. He's going to get his points, he's going to put up his numbers. What the Bulls have done, because they're not great defensively, they have focused on trying to make life really hard for Drew Holiday and for Chris Middleton and to be physical with those guys. And the ability to slow them down has made up for what has been a pretty mediocre Bulls defense this year. Now, to be fair, when Caruso's healthy, they're much better defensively. So some of the defensive numbers over the regular season don't reflect what they are when Alex Caruso is a part of that lineup. But they know and they understand if we can just slow down these two guys, Middleton and Holiday, Giannis can't do everything no matter how good he is.
One more for you, Bill. Chicago gets a road W. They were oh so close down the stretch in Game 1. How good do they have to feel about themselves with the venue shifting to Chicago?
I think they have to feel incredible. And they were what? I think you and I saw this 1 in 15. Is that the number against the top 4 teams?
1 in 15 against the top 4 teams. 1 in 17 against Milwaukee in the last 18.
I mean, so this is a breakthrough just in terms of the ability for that coaching staff to go to these guys and these guys to say to themselves, you were at the top of the Eastern Conference for a while. We had injury issues. We've got a superstar in DeMar DeRozan. We're good enough to play against anybody. Put aside the struggles we've had against some of these teams. We just won on the defending champions floor. We're going to go home and we can get this thing done. That level of confidence for a team that actually played at a really high level for a huge stretch in the Eastern Conference, that could mean something.
He's Bill Reiter, and he has just finished off another long marathon day. Has an Uber to catch. Bill, we appreciate the insight. All right, this is what it looks like. Thursday's NBA slate in the association's second season play. That Wolves-Grizzlies series is even at a game apiece. Memphis, a road favorite. Again, another series tied. Jazz and Mavericks. Does Luka play? We'll see. Utah 7-point home favorite, and the Warriors up 2-0, heading a mile.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.